Every morning, two people wake up at the same time. One spends the day reacting to problems, distractions, and excuses. The other builds dreams, creates opportunities, and moves one step closer to success. The difference is not talent. The difference is how they manage their day. The truth is this: successful entrepreneurs do not have more time than you. They have better discipline, better focus, and a stronger reason to win. If you learn how to control your hours, you will eventually control your future. Because a wasted day becomes a wasted month, and a wasted month becomes a wasted life. Today I will show you how successful entrepreneurs manage their day with purpose, energy, and unstoppable focus. And if you apply these lessons consistently, your life will never remain average again. Most people wake up without direction. They check their phones before they check their goals. They allow distractions to decide their future. And at the end of the day, they wonder why nothing changes. But successful entrepreneurs think differently. They understand that every hour is an investment. Every decision matters. Every morning is a new opportunity to build the life they once dreamed about. A powerful day does not happen by accident. It is designed with intention. You do not need to be rich to think like an entrepreneur. You need vision. You need discipline. You need the courage to stop living randomly. The moment you start managing your day like a successful entrepreneur, you stop surviving and start leading your life. Most people wake up already losing the day. Before their feet even touch the ground, they are scrolling through social media, checking messages, looking at other people's lives, absorbing stress, negativity, and distraction. Their mind becomes crowded before the day even begins. And then they wonder why they feel tired, unfocused, and unmotivated. But successful entrepreneurs understand something powerful. The first hour of the morning is sacred. It is not just another hour. It is the foundation of everything that follows. The way you begin your morning shapes your mindset, your energy, your discipline, and your decisions for the rest of the day. When you wake up early with purpose, you are telling yourself that your goals matter, you are building self-respect, you are training your mind to become stronger than your excuses. Successful people do not wait to feel motivated. They create momentum through action. Even when they are tired, they still rise with intention because they know dreams are not built in comfort. Dreams are built in discipline. The morning is the only time when the world is quiet. That silence is powerful. In those moments, you can think clearly about your future. You can remind yourself why you started. You can prepare your mind before the chaos of the world begins, pulling your attention in every direction. A strong morning routine creates emotional stability. It creates confidence. It creates clarity. Instead of grabbing your phone, successful entrepreneurs feed their mind with something valuable. They read, exercise, meditate, plan, or simply sit in silence and think deeply. They protect their energy because they understand that energy is currency. If you waste your mental strength early in the morning on negativity and distraction, you will struggle to stay productive later in the day. Your morning habits are quietly shaping your future. Every early morning builds discipline. Every disciplined action builds confidence, and confidence changes the way you walk, speak, think, and lead your life. People see success on the outside, but they do not see the mornings filled with sacrifice, focus, and consistency. You do not need a perfect life to create a powerful morning. You only need a decision to stop living randomly, a decision to stop giving your best energy to useless things, a decision to wake up with purpose instead of pressure. Because once you learn to win the first hour of your day, you slowly begin to win your life. Most people live their days without a clear plan. They wake up and immediately react to whatever appears in front of them. A phone notification changes their mood. A message changes their focus. A small problem destroys their productivity. By the end of the day, they feel busy, exhausted, and frustrated, yet they move nowhere closer to their dreams. Successful entrepreneurs do not live this way. They understand that if they do not control their schedule, the world will control it for them. And when the world controls your time, your goals slowly disappear. Every successful entrepreneur knows the importance of planning the day before the day begins. They do not depend on luck or emotions. They depend on clarity. Before sleeping or early in the morning, they identify the few important actions that truly matter, not 50 meaningless tasks, not endless distractions disguised as work. They focus on the actions that actually create progress, because being busy is easy, but being productive requires discipline and wisdom. Many people confuse movement with growth. They spend hours answering messages, attending unnecessary meetings, and worrying about small problems, while the important work remains untouched. Entrepreneurs think differently. They ask themselves powerful questions every day. What is the most important thing I must complete today? What task will create the biggest impact on my future? These questions force the mind to focus on results instead of distractions. Planning your day also reduces stress. When your priorities are clear, your mind becomes calmer and stronger. You stop wasting energy trying to decide what to do next. You stop feeling lost. Instead, you move through the day with direction and confidence. A person with a plan walks differently than a person without one. One is building a future. The other is simply reacting to life. Successful entrepreneurs also understand the value of time blocks. They dedicate specific hours for deep work, learning, meetings, rest, and reflection. They respect their schedule because they respect their dreams. They know that every wasted hour is something they can never recover again. Time is the only currency that cannot be refunded. And here is what most people fail to realize. Planning your day is actually planning your future. Your life is created by daily actions repeated consistently over time. If your days are disorganized, your future will also become disorganized. But when your days become intentional, your future becomes powerful. Small, disciplined actions repeated every day eventually create extraordinary success. The entrepreneur who plans with purpose is not just managing tasks. They are designing the life they truly want to live. We live in a world that is constantly fighting for our attention. Every notification, every message, every video, and every distraction is competing for your focus. Most people do not even realize how much of their potential is being stolen every single day. They start one task, then suddenly check their phone. They begin working on their dream, then get distracted by entertainment. Hours disappear, energy disappears, and at the end of the day, they wonder why their life is not changing. Successful entrepreneurs understand something that average people ignore. Focus is one of the most valuable skills in the modern world. A distracted mind can never build something extraordinary. Great success requires deep concentration. It requires the ability to stay committed to one goal while the world is trying to pull you in 100 different directions. Entrepreneurs know that every time they lose focus, they lose momentum. And when momentum disappears, progress becomes slow and painful. That is why successful people protect their attention like their future depends on it, because it truly does. They are careful about what they watch, who they listen to, and where they spend their energy. They understand that negative environments destroy creativity and weak habits destroy discipline. Instead of allowing distractions to control them, they create boundaries. They turn off unnecessary notifications. They avoid wasting hours on meaningless arguments and endless scrolling. They train themselves to stay mentally strong in a noisy world. Focus is not only about avoiding distractions, it is also about learning to say no. Many people destroy their dreams because they try to do everything at once. They chase too many goals, too many opportunities, and too many opinions. Entrepreneurs understand that real power comes from concentration. When you focus your energy on one meaningful direction, your results become stronger. A laser cuts through steel because its energy is concentrated. Your mind works the same way. There will always be distractions around you. There will always be people who do not understand your vision. Some people will laugh when you choose discipline over entertainment. Some people will become uncomfortable when you become serious about your goals. But successful entrepreneurs are willing to sacrifice temporary pleasure for long-term success. They know that every hour invested in focused work is building freedom for the future. The truth is simple. Your focus shapes your destiny. Whatever you consistently give your attention to eventually grows. If you focus on excuses, fear will grow. If you focus on distractions, weakness will grow. But if you focus on your vision, your discipline, and your purpose, success will slowly become unavoidable. The people who achieve extraordinary things are not always the smartest people in the room. Many times they are simply the ones who stayed focused while everyone else was distracted. One of the biggest differences between average people and successful entrepreneurs is the way they think about learning. Average people often believe education ends when school finishes. They stop reading, stop growing, and stop challenging their minds. Years pass, but their mindset stays the same. Successful entrepreneurs are completely different. They understand that learning is a lifelong responsibility. The moment you stop learning, you stop growing. And the moment you stop growing, your success begins to decline. The world changes every day. New ideas appear, industries evolve, technology advances, and opportunities shift constantly. If your mindset remains old while the world keeps moving forward, you will eventually become stuck. Entrepreneurs know this. That is why they are always searching for knowledge. They read books, study successful people, listen to valuable conversations, and remain curious about life. Even after achieving success, they continue learning because they know there is always another level to reach. Learning does not only give information, it changes the way you see the world. One idea can completely transform your confidence, your business, your habits, or your future. A single lesson learned at the right moment can save years of struggle. That is why successful entrepreneurs invest in knowledge even when nobody is forcing them to do it. They do not see learning as a burden. They see it as power. Many people spend hours every day consuming entertainment that adds nothing to their future. They know every celebrity drama, every trend, and every distraction, but they know nothing about discipline, leadership, communication, or financial growth. Then they wonder why their life remains the same year after year. Entrepreneurs understand that the mind must be fed carefully. What you repeatedly consume eventually shapes your thinking. If you feed your mind negativity and useless information, your mindset becomes weak. But if you feed it wisdom, strategy, and inspiration, your mindset becomes powerful. Successful entrepreneurs also learn from failure. They do not see mistakes as proof of weakness. They see mistakes as lessons. Every failure teaches them something valuable. Instead of quitting when things go wrong, they ask themselves, what can I learn from this experience? That attitude allows them to grow stronger while others become discouraged. And perhaps the most important thing about learning is this: knowledge creates confidence. When you understand more, you fear less. You begin making decisions with clarity instead of doubt. You start seeing opportunities where others only see problems. Your mind becomes sharper, your vision becomes bigger, and your ability to lead improves dramatically. The entrepreneur who keeps learning never becomes trapped by limitations. While others stay comfortable and stagnant, they continue evolving. And over time, that constant growth separates them from the crowd. Because in the end, your future will always reflect the quality of the knowledge you choose to build inside your mind every single day. Many people believe success only belongs to those who work non-stop without rest. They think being exhausted means being productive. They sacrifice their health, ignore their emotions, destroy their sleep, and slowly burn themselves out trying to chase success. But truly successful entrepreneurs understand something deeper. They know that success is not only about managing time, it is about managing energy. Because even if you have 24 hours in a day, those hours become useless if your body is tired, your mind is weak, and your spirit is empty. Your energy affects everything. It affects the way you think, the way you speak, the way you make decisions, and the way you handle pressure. When your energy is low, small problems feel heavy. Your focus disappears quickly. Your motivation becomes unstable. But when your energy is strong, you think clearly, move confidently, and face challenges with strength. This is why successful entrepreneurs treat their mind and body like valuable assets instead of ignoring them until they break down. They understand the importance of sleep. While many people brag about staying awake all night, entrepreneurs know that a tired mind makes poor decisions. Rest is not weakness. Rest is preparation. A sharp mind performs better than an exhausted one. They also understand the importance of physical movement. Exercise is not only about appearance. It builds discipline, increases focus, reduces stress, and strengthens mental toughness. When you train your body consistently, you also train your mind to endure discomfort and pressure. Successful entrepreneurs are also careful about what they consume. They know food affects energy, emotions, and performance. If you constantly fill your body with unhealthy habits, your productivity will eventually suffer. The body and the mind are connected. You cannot expect greatness from yourself while treating your health carelessly. But managing energy is not only physical. Emotional energy matters too. Many people allow negativity, toxic relationships, and unnecessary drama to drain them every day. Entrepreneurs protect their peace because they know emotional exhaustion destroys creativity and focus. They avoid people who constantly complain, discourage, or spread negativity. Instead, they surround themselves with vision, growth, and positive influence. They also understand the importance of balance. There are moments to work intensely, but there are also moments to pause, reflect, and recharge. A machine cannot operate at maximum power forever without maintenance, and neither can a human being. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. It is necessary if you want long-term success. The truth is simple. Your dreams require strength. They require mental clarity, emotional stability, and physical endurance. A weak body struggles to carry a powerful vision. That is why successful entrepreneurs invest in their energy every single day. Because they know that when your energy becomes stronger, your productivity becomes greater, your discipline becomes sharper, and your ability to achieve extraordinary things grows beyond what most people ever imagine. Most people end their day without thinking about how they lived it. They move from one day to another on autopilot, repeating the same habits, the same mistakes, and the same excuses. Weeks turn into months, and months turn into years, but nothing truly changes because they never stop to reflect. Successful entrepreneurs are different. They understand that growth does not happen by accident. Growth happens when you become aware of your actions, your mindset, and your daily choices. That is why they take time at the end of every day to reflect honestly on their progress. Before sleeping, they slow down and ask themselves important questions. What did I accomplish today? Where did I waste time? What can I improve tomorrow? These questions may sound simple, but they are powerful because they create awareness, and awareness is the beginning of transformation. You cannot improve a life you refuse to examine. Entrepreneurs understand that success is built through constant adjustment and improvement. Every day becomes an opportunity to learn something new about themselves. Reflection also builds discipline because it forces you to face reality. Many people avoid self-reflection because they do not want to confront their weaknesses. It is easier to blame circumstances, blame other people, or make excuses, but successful entrepreneurs take responsibility for their results. If something goes wrong, they look inward before looking outward. They understand that honesty with yourself is one of the most powerful forms of growth. At the same time, they do not only focus on mistakes, they also acknowledge progress. Even small victories matter because progress creates confidence. When you recognize your improvement, you build momentum. You begin believing more deeply in your ability to succeed. Entrepreneurs know that confidence is not created through empty motivation. It is created through evidence of daily effort and consistency. Another powerful habit successful entrepreneurs practice at the end of the day is gratitude. No matter how ambitious they are, they remain thankful. They appreciate the lessons, the opportunities, the people who support them, and even the challenges that make them stronger. Gratitude protects the mind from negativity and frustration. Without gratitude, success can feel empty because you are always chasing more without appreciating what you already have. Life will never be perfect. There will always be problems, pressure, setbacks, and uncertainty. But gratitude changes your perspective. It reminds you that every difficult moment still carries a lesson, and every new day still carries opportunity. Entrepreneurs understand that a grateful mind becomes stronger during hard times, while an ungrateful mind becomes bitter and weak. When reflection and gratitude become daily habits, your mindset begins to transform completely. You become more focused, more disciplined, and more emotionally strong. Instead of living unconsciously, you start living intentionally. And over time, those quiet moments of reflection at the end of the day become the reason your future grows wiser, stronger, and far more successful than most people ever imagined possible. Success is not built in one giant moment. It is built every morning you choose discipline over excuses, focus over distraction, and growth over comfort. Manage your day like a successful entrepreneur, and one day you will wake up realizing you no longer chase success because success has become who you are.